Yo, YouTube, what is going on? Your boy Destroy coming at you with an absolute freaking Warzone 2 just came out this week. I've got a bunch of fire-ass settings for you guys to maximize your frames, as well as be moving very smoothly on the map. And I'm going to go over them right now. Ready. All right, we're going to start off. We're going to go into controller settings right here. Let's start with that right there, okay? Controller settings, bam. Default controller. I actually do play on tactical. You guys can really play on whatever you want. I am a tactical gamer, always have been since I've been younger. Flipped, don't play on that. Not really my cup of tea. Don't need that. Controller vibration off. Stick layout default. Don't really need that. Trigger effect off. Horizontal and vertical sensitivity. I'm going to be playing on 6.6. Back in my old vids, I usually play on 5.5. But this game is definitely, I want to be a little bit more quicker. So I up my sense to 6.6. ADS sense multiplier is going to be on 1.0. Sensitivity multiplier right here, 0.8, 1.0, 1.0. Don't think I really tuned that too much. Vertical aim axis, all on standard. You guys don't really have to tune that too much. ADS behavior, hold, sprint tactical focus, didn't change that. Automatic tac sprint, make sure you guys have auto tac sprint on so you guys could be sprinting around the map. You guys are wondering how to reset your tac sprint. There's a couple of ways so you could sprint. You could either like melee, that's going to reset it. If you hold out your lethal and your frag grenade at the same time, also going to reset your tac sprint. There's a couple of different ways. You'll figure it out if you use it, but definitely want to get on that auto tac sprint. That's really nice. Equipment behavior is going to be hold. Don't really need to touch that. Weapon mount, ADS plus melee, interact / reload behavior. You guys have to change this to prioritize interact because a lot of people sometimes try to pick up guns and stuff and it just reloads. So if you're standing over loot or a loot box or something, instead of reloading when you tap square, it's going to prioritize interacting with the loot, which is mainly what you're going to want to do. So definitely switch that over to interact, and then you're going to be able to just hold square to reload if you want to do it over the loot. But if you're not over any loot, you just tap square. So this is literally is only like if you're standing over loot and stuff, which is super annoying when you're trying to grab loot and it just reloads your gun. So prioritize interact on there. Armor plate, apply all. And that's it for the controller settings. We're going to go over to the advanced settings. We got the target aim assist on, aim assist type. Default aim assist type, gyro behavior, I have this all off. You don't really have to tune that too much. Don't really have to touch that off. Aim response curve, I actually play on linear. I don't know why that was on dynamic. I do play on linear. You guys could play on whatever you guys want. Some people play on standard. The most common is dynamic, but I am a linear gamer. 1.0 ADS multiplier, ADS sensitivity transition, instant, custom sensitivity presume off. Input dead zones. You guys definitely want to adjust your input dead zones just a tad bit. On default, this is going to be cranked up all the way up here to 0.99. Tune your dead zones on your left stick and your right stick to pretty low. I mean, try to put it as low as you can until you get a little bit of like, you don't want controller drift on your stuff, but tune it down a little bit because you want your analog sticks to be moving like when you touch them. If you have these all the way cranked, it's going to be a tad bit delayed. So I play on mine on 0.05 and 0.05 on this setting right here. The left stick and the right stick max, you leave that default. And then the triggers, when you guys are shooting, you want to tune this all the way down so it could shoot literally as soon as you touch it, versus if it's cracked up, it's not going to be right away. It's going to be a little bit delayed. So make sure you guys turn the left trigger and the right trigger all the way down. Other than that, we got auto move forward off, tactical sprint behavior, double tap. We have auto tac sprint on in the other settings, so you can leave this one on double tap. We don't really have to touch this too much. Ground mantle on. Automatic airborne mantle, I have this off. I don't really like too much when my guy just randomly jumps on stuff and does that little peek over. So we have that setting off right there. Automatic ground mantle, we have that one off as well. Inverted slide and dive behavior. You guys listen. Do not skip past this one right here. This one's a super good setting. Invert slide and behavior. I actually have mine inverted. What this is going to help you do is basically in the game right now, if you tap your analog stick, it slides, versus if you hold it in, then you dive when it's on standard. But since this game you can't really slide cancel or anything like that, you want to switch this to invert it. So when you tap your right analog stick right here, you're just going to dive. You're going to be able to finesse and get out of a lot more situations. So definitely throw this setting on inverted, and that's super easy to get used to, and it definitely will save you in a couple of gunfights. Plunging underwater movement, didn't touch that. Sprinting door bash on, mantle only on this one. ADS stick swap off. Backpack alternate control. Listen, this one as well is another good one. Right now, if you guys haven't known, when you're looting boxes and stuff and you get into the box, if you have this off, you have to grab the loot by using your D-pad right here. But if you actually turn this setting on when you're grabbing the loot, you're going to be able to move around with your analog stick and grab the loot. That's a really good setting, so you don't have to get your hands off the analog sticks when you're looting and touch the D-pad. You're going to be able to just move your analog stick and pick up what you need very, very quickly. We got the weapon mount movement on. We got the weapon mount exit medium. Depleted ammo on. Quick C4 on. Vehicle cameras do want to recentering by itself. So whenever you have any of these on, it's not going to recenter for you. It's literally, if you're driving straight and you're looking back, it's going to like turn backwards. But if you have it off, you're going to be able to look any direction and the car is not going to turn there. You're going to be able to choose where it turns yourself. Alright? And then we got the camera initial. That's on free look. Scoreboard map behavior toggle. We got the ping wheel delay right here. I didn't touch that one. Scoreboard / map behavior toggle. Ping wheel. Bam moderate. Double tap moderate. And that's it for all of the advanced controller settings. Now we're going to go over to the graphics settings. If you guys are looking to push out a ton of frames, listen, right now we're at the Optic headquarters filming this. Back at home I have a 4090. A couple of the settings may be different, but for the most part pretty much all of them are going to be the same. This has to be on full screen exclusive. You definitely want to put that on full screen exclusive. That's going to help your frames a ton. So this screen refresh rate to 40 if you have it, 1920 by 1080. Unless you play on a 1440p, that's going to be 1440p or 1440p instead of 1920. Dynamic resolution off, aspect ratio automatic, VSync off. Custom frame rate limit, I have mine capped at 240. You guys should also change the lobby to 100 as well. Sometimes the lobby stays, and like when you go into like the firing range or you're just anything like that, it kind of lags a little bit if you have this too high. So I capped that at 100 so the lobby doesn't lag and stuff like that. Sometimes the game just crashes. We got the shader optimization. You don't really need to touch that. Display gamma 2.2. SR brightness, my brightness is on 50. You could really adjust that. Let's actually, I think I want to turn it up to 55 just a tad. Adjust that a little bit. Focus mode off, don't need to tune that. High dynamic range, also have that off, do not need to touch that. That's the display qualities. We're going to switch over now to the quality settings of graphic settings. We got quality presets. I actually have mine on custom. It's not going to say custom in the beginning because it only literally goes to custom when you customize it. So you can leave that what it is until you start customize it. 100 upscaling is going to be fidelity CAS. We got anti-aliasing going to be SMAAT2X. We have the low quality on this one. Video memory, I got that down to 85. That's not too bad. It works pretty well there. And then for the texture resolution and stuff, I play on low for most of my settings just because you obviously want to try to get the most optimized frames. But I mean, if you have a really, really good PC and stuff like that, normal is fine. But I don't really recommend playing super, super high because it's gonna be pretty brutal on your PC. Okay, low, texture filter, low, nearby level of detail. See, these two you want high though because these are really, really important. Set the quality of nearby objects, you want that high. Distance level of detail high. Clutter draw long. Particle quality, I have that one high as well. There's certain settings you want high and certain you want low. You guys can literally copy this and thank me later. Particle quality level high as well. Bullet impacts, I have that on. Shader quality, I have this one on high. You may see some other people without it and their camos kind of look like shit, but if you're looking to have pretty camos on your gun, turn your shader qualities up to high. Tessellations off. Terrain memory is going to be on max. On-demand texture streaming is going to be on with 32 and off. You guys could adjust that if you want. Don't really need to. Streaming quality is going to be on low. Volumetric quality high. Deferred physics quality low. Water caustics is going to be enabled. Shadow map resolutions is going to be on low. We got screen space shadows. That's going to be on high. Spot shadow quality going to be on high. We could actually put these on medium. Spot cache is going to be on medium. Let's put that on high. Particle lighting high. Ambient occlusion, we're going to keep that off. Screen space, we're going to keep that off. Static reflection high. Weather grid ultra. NVIDIA reflex low latency on. You could also have that off. It doesn't really matter too much. Depth of field is going to be off. Make sure you guys have these three off. These are really, really important at the bottom, okay? Depth of field, you don't want that on. Word motion blur, definitely do not want that on. And weapon motion blur, you definitely want that off. As well as film grain, you need to make sure your film grain is on 0.00 so your game doesn't look grainy, especially in some buildings and stuff like that. That's it for the quality settings. Now we're going to go over to the view settings. FOV, I play on 120 field of view while playing on affected. Some of you guys may play independent, but I mean, it really is up to you. I'm an affected gamer. That's kind of what I've always played on. Give it a shot if you haven't already. It's kind of nice. You know what I mean? We got the weapon field of view, which is going to be on wide. You guys could tune this a little bit as well to your liking. It's going to adjust it a tad bit based on like how much you actually screen space is taken by your weapon. So if you like want a little bit of screen space, you could put narrow. If you want a decent amount of it, I have mine on wide, but that's more of a preference thing. Totally your liking. Third person FOV 80. I don't really play the 3P mode too much, but if I did, this would be 90 as well. Vehicle field of view wide. First person camera movement least. First person, third person ADS transition. First person, bam, and then default spectator, I have the helmet cam. That's really it on there. We've got some audio. The audio really isn't too crazy in this game. You can't really hear footsteps too well, so I just have my master volume on 80. I use my headphones. Music volume down, so you don't have to touch, so I don't have to hear the lobby constantly in my ears. Dialogue 100, effects 90. Default system for this, subtitles, bam. None of this really needs to be touched too much. Proximity chat on. Make sure your mic is set up. Push to talk. Bam, that's good. We got the voice chat volume on 20. You really don't need that super loud. It's literally always super loud in your ears. The reason that I have mine on 20 is because obviously when I'm riding around and stuff like that, I like to know when people are still in the proximity chat and they're around and stuff. But if it's on 100, man, it's just really loud in your ears. And with 20, you're still going to be able to hear it really well. So that's that. Then the microphone, this is, you don't really need to touch. None of this really you need to touch. Mute yourself when connecting, off. All lobby. Juggernaut music on. Hit marker, sound effects, MW. Mute game when minimized, off. On that one, that's Gucci. Bang. And then we got the interface right here. A little bit of the interface. We got the menu text size, default, text chat, text size, default, text chat, background 20, text chat, bam. Color customization. You can change the pings of whatever color you want. All right, chat. You can literally change the colors of how you want your friends and stuff like that to look. You literally could adjust it to pretty much any color of your liking. Cool, you know what I mean? You could do that, toy with that a little bit if you want. Subtitles off, subtitle size off. The HUD 100 on vertical heads up display, horizontal 100. Minimap shape, I do use square. If you guys are not already on square, you guys are literally ages behind if you're still playing on round. Square is very nice, so maybe try to switch that over. It fits the screen really nice. Minimap rotation on. You want that so when you're rotating on your minimap, it can move around instead of if you have it off, your arrow's not gonna be in the direction of what you're playing. Only the player icon will be rotated, if that makes sense. You understand if you have it on or off. Horizontal compass, that's going to be on. Crosshairs on as well. Crosshair bobbing. This one is a good one right here, actually, that I just figured out a couple days ago. This one says if you have it off, the crosshair is centered to the screen and never moves. Versus if you have it enabled, the crosshair slightly follows the camera when moving, mantling, and firing. So for me, myself, I know that I have really good aim. So I really don't want my camera like doing any weird movements for me. I kind of want all the raw input I could have. So when I'm aiming and stuff, if I'm dying, it's gonna be, you know what I mean? It's gonna be my fault. So crosshair bobbing, I have that off, so it could literally be centered to wherever I have it, and it moves the camera touching it. Hit marker visuals on. Damage based hit markers on. Full name, vehicle prod, bam. And we got the telemetry. I have a couple of settings on here. I have my FPS counter, server latency, packet loss, and then I have my clock on this, because chat likes to see what time it is sometimes where I'm at. But you could tune that a little bit. We got the gameplay tips on. You could totally turn those off if you want. A couple of more settings that I haven't really touched too much. Tips on, networking, game alert, on, off. And that's really it for the interface. And yeah, I think we went over all the settings right there. If you add those settings to your account, you should get better frames than what you just had. You should be moving pretty different, if I'm being completely honest with you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did and you want to do your boy a solid favor, we just hit 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. So please drop a like on the video, and let's get 100 comments on this video. 100 comments. You heard me, 100 comments. Drop down in the comment section below what kind of videos you guys want to see next. We're gonna be dropping meta guns, settings videos, and a bunch of banger videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will freaking see you guys in the next one. Other than that, peace. Big D's out of here, baby. I got a passion, play us.